1994 saw the introduction of many changes in South Africa. One of them was the addition of significant days on the South African national calendar. The overthrow of apartheid meant that historic days need to be reflected of the nation's diversity. One of those days is National Heritage Day, which is tomorrow. During Heritage Month, the bust of His Majesty The King, King Goodwill Zwelithini, former President Nelson Mandela and the Sivananda Pillar will be unveiled in Durban. Now, for more on this, I spoke to Ishwar Ramlutchman from the Sivananda Peace Pillars.
Being a young South African of Indian origin, we have been really blessed in the sense that we have and had many leaders that have charted the way forward for our freedom. And when I look back at our life as citizens of the country, I looked at His Majesty King Goodwill Zwelithini and the former President Nelson Mandela, who have contributed tremendously in nation building and more especially fostering peace amongst all communities. And based on this, I've come up to honor their legacy and to preserve and to protect this rich heritage that our country has got.
Ishwar, it's interesting you mentioned that issues of race and racism are taking center stage, you would agree, in South Africa at the moment, isn't it? What do you think the role of the likes of His Majesty the King can play, and I guess society in general, in healing a nation divided by years of discrimination and oppression?
Well, Blaine, His Majesty's role is very clear. I grew up, you know, in KwaZulu-Natal, in Stanger, and through the years, I've seen his contribution. He has always been the vocal point behind all races. He's always fostered good relations, encouraged peace amongst all citizens. And when we talk of Isilo Samabandla Onke, meaning the king for the entire nation, he is really the king of the nation, because I've seen and really admired his work in society. He has really got together people of various political parties, communities, and entertained dialogue to ensure that peace and stability in our province, KwaZulu-Natal, is maintained. To this date, he is continuing to do so by all means. We see it in the media platforms and in various communities that he visits. One such project that he has started was celebrating Diwali in the palace in KwaNongoma. This shows the person behind this fostering of good relations, and he needs to be saluted, and his legacy needs to be highlighted at all levels.
I guess the point is that knowing another person's culture, knowing what makes them tick, stop living in an insular society or insular state of being will help in terms of, well, understanding where the person is coming from, and in that, doing that, eradicating racism.
Yes, you know, we have started the Sivananda Peace Project over the years. We have installed peace pillars across the province since 2009, and His Majesty always, together with our government, held our hands to ensure that this project becomes successful in communities. We have installed over 17 peace pillars thus far, and there will be also another peace pillar at Mitchell Park. And these peace pillars have inscriptions from all major religions and also sayings bearing good values and also leading a good lifestyle. And we see His Majesty's role in social cohesion, bringing all religious sectors together. When we have these unveiling of these peace pillars, it really sends a big message that all citizens must unite and say no to racism.
You know, just tell us about the legacy that these busts will leave in terms of, well, for future generations, and the legacy of eradicating racism, the legacy of forging social cohesion.
Well, I must say that this unique monument that I've put together on behalf of the Sivananda World Peace Foundation. It's basically a tribute to the whole nation of South Africa. We are installing the bust of His Majesty King Goodwill Zwelithini, the former President Nelson Mandela. We have the history of the Zulus, the early indentured Indian laborers, the first Boers that have come to South Africa, and the colored community that have settled as the Khoisan. And we also have the preamble of the Constitution inscribed on this monument. When we look at this monument, we look at it as a monument of hope and inspiration for all citizens. We look at it as a center of pilgrimage for all citizens, and especially foreigners that come into our country, to come and look at what South Africa have. And when you come to this monument, you see really that we are one, and we need to practice it at all spheres. Wherever we are, whatever religion we belong to, we must become better citizens and become proud South Africans to ensure that our future generations live a better life. Just as former President Nelson Mandela and His Majesty the King Goodwill Zwelithini fostered good relations, they've always maintained that we should not promote violence against women, violence against children, violence against any person of that lives on this land. And with that in mind, we salute our leaders, and there are many other leaders that have also contributed tremendously, that have sacrificed. Today we pay tribute, and we honor them as well when we unveil this monument in due course.
Okay, that was Ishwar Ramlutchman talking to us from our studios in Durban.